The Nightbeat starts right now.
All eyes on our southern border as President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump each make an appearance there today.
They both discussed the increasing number of people trying to come into the U.S. illegally. It's a big issue for voters this November.
Our crews have been on the border for the last couple of days. First, we're going to go to Eagle Pass. That's where former President Trump made a stop today.
That's right. As the night team's John Paul Barajas reports, the former president had supporters, but also some pushback.
Nice weather, beautiful day, but a very dangerous border. We're going to take care of it.
Former President Donald Trump touched down in Del Rio for his southern border visit. As he made his way to Eagle Pass, people lined the entrance of Shelby Park to see him.
Just shows that he cares. And with Biden, of course, he never came, so he went to Brownsville.
But some think the dueling border visits from President Joe Biden and Trump is all for show. It's political. The Republicans versus the Democrats, and we have an election coming up. The Texas National Guard took over all of Shelby Park, and a lot of people use that for events for the city, he said. Governor Greg Abbott and the state took over Shelby Park in January, something the former president commended him on this afternoon, along with measures like shipping containers, buoys, and razor wire.
But I think he understands war, because that's what you're in. You're in a war.
During his visit and tour, Trump also made clear he didn't think President Biden was doing enough for border security.
By the Biden migrant crime, it's a new form of vicious violation to our country.
And touted his policies from his time in the Oval Office, like Remain in Mexico, asylum bans, and Title 42. But the Eagle Pass Border Coalition was very outspoken about both Trump and Abbott's visit to their community.
And this unwanted attention, this unwanted militarization of our community is unwelcome. You are not welcome here, gentlemen.
Back out here, the former president's quick border trip has ended, and he's vowed to conduct, quote, the largest domestic deportation operation in American history, end quote, if he wins the White House in November. But regardless of that, the state's taking over of Shelby Park with added fencing and military personnel manning the gates. That doesn't look like it's going anywhere. In Eagle Pass, John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Meanwhile, President Joe Biden in Brownsville today, and he was not alone.
No, he wasn't. Mayor Ron Nirenberg was one of several mayors who joined President Biden. And as the night team's Daniela Ibarra explains, Mayor Nirenberg says that the visit is actually good for San Antonio.
Mayor Ron Nirenberg says he's one of about a dozen mayors who met with President Biden. He says it was important to come to Brownsville to show support for the president because it can help the Alamo City. The crisis along the Rio Grande is spilling into cities across Texas.
How is the migration issue impacting San Antonio?
Well, the migration flows in San Antonio and throughout the southern border ebb and flow.
San Antonio Mayor Ron Nirenberg met with President Biden during his visit to Brownsville.
Did the president ask you anything specifically about San Antonio?
Well, he asked us how it's going, and I reported to him that it is a challenge.
Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas joined the president to meet with Border Patrol agents and local leaders like Nirenberg.
Do you feel like the president heard you?
Absolutely. The president has heard us. That's why he worked to craft this legislation along with a bipartisan group of Senate leaders.
That legislation is a border security bill President Biden pushed forward during his trip.
It's time for the speakers and some of my Republican friends in Congress who are blocking this bill to show a little spine.
Nirenberg says that bill could lead to relief for cities like San Antonio. He's urging Congress to act.
This border issue is so very frustrating, Daniela, because it is less an immigration crisis as it is a political crisis.
Brownsville's mayor called the president's visit a big deal. He says this bill will also help his community, which has been overwhelmed by the migrant crisis. In Brownsville, Daniela Ibarra, KSAT 12 News.
So back to that border security bill that Daniela mentioned a moment ago. Earlier today, President Biden invited former President Donald Trump to work with lawmakers in order to get that bill passed.
Meanwhile, a federal judge in Austin has suspended a controversial state immigration law. It was set to take effect on Tuesday next week. The law would allow Texas law enforcement agents to arrest and detain people they suspect of entering the country illegally. The judge who stopped the law from going into effect, David Allen Ezra, argued that it would open the door to individual states passing their own version of federal immigration laws.
Now, chaos up in the Texas Panhandle tonight as the deadly wildfires there continue to take a toll.
Yeah, the largest of these blazes, the Smokehouse Creek fire. It's burned more than 1 million acres so far. Hard to believe as land and structures continue to burn. Look at this video. Agriculture agents estimate around 5,000 heads of cattle have been killed so far. Tonight, we know at least 2 people were killed in those fires, and that number can grow after the grim task of searching burned out homes.
There's a chance that there may be people that did not survive and were trapped by the fire.
So far, the Smokehouse fire is now the largest recorded fire in state history. And by the way, San Antonio firefighters have sent 6 personnel to the Panhandle to help them battle those flames up there.
An unique weather situation in the Panhandle earlier today. Temperatures were cold enough for snow to fall. It's not often you see wildfires and snow, right? They usually just aren't at the same time. But what is more meteorologically interesting is the fact that those wildfires looked like they were melting the snow as it was falling, the heat from the wildfires. You look at authority radar, Amarillo here on the bottom center, just to give you your bearings, and the fires are just north of Amarillo. And where the radar is indicating this green, yellow, and red, that means rain. The radar is seeing rain. The blues and whites down here, that's snow. Well, I think it's no coincidence that where we have these fires, the snow was likely changed over to rain as it fell due to the heat from those fires. Here's another look at it, a look at it slowly throughout the day. How just this little area where we have the burn scar, and of course the fires, we saw that snow change over to rain. At least they got some precipitation. That's a positive thing, but it's going to be dry for several more days, and it's not going to be the best situation for fighting those wildfires. Rain stayed out of our area today. We had a few sprinkles. That was it. It's all off to the north and east of us. However, I do see some promise in the days ahead. I'm gaining confidence in one day in particular for rain chances. We'll talk about that, time it out, and of course our warming trend in a bit.
Adam, thank you. In other news now, police are looking for the people who killed a man this afternoon at a warehouse. That warehouse is on Loop 410 and I-35 on the city's northeast side. We're still trying to get more information at this hour, but police are saying that a man was standing at the back door of the warehouse when 2 men approached him and just started shooting. Now, the man that we first told you about, the first man that we told you about, he died at the scene. The shooters took off. They were last seen in a black car on FM 78. If you know anything that can help lead police to them, just call authorities.
Tonight, a teenager behind bars for his involvement in a deadly New Year's Eve shooting happened on Misty Ridge Drive near Converse. This is 17-year-old John Doerr. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office says he is charged in the shooting death of 17-year-old Jaden Pettis. Pettis shot once in the face and left for dead. BCSO believes this is all the result of a botched drug deal. Sheriff Javier Salazar says more charges could be coming in this case as the investigation unfolds.
A Bexar County Sheriff's deputy is in jail tonight. This right here is Joshua Martinez. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office says that he lied on a report about an incident with an inmate. So that incident happened back in October of 2022. The inmate accused Martinez of throwing her to the floor during an argument. Martinez denied the accusation, saying in a report that the woman threw herself on the floor. But the Sheriff's Office says that security video backs up the woman's claim. Now, Martinez is charged with tampering with a government record, and he's currently on unpaid leave while the investigation continues.
The fire appears to be out between the city of San Antonio and the union representing firefighters. The 2 sides sat down for the first time today to start hammering out a new contract. The mood a far cry from the bitter, years-long battle last time. The city manager who came in near the end of the previous fight and the new union president say there's a better relationship now.
I think those healthy relationships and that mutual trust and respect is absolutely essential to healthy negotiations. And that's why we remain cautiously optimistic.
As I said during the session, we can learn from the past, but I think we're both focused on making sure that we take care of our employees and their members.
The fire union says pay is their top priority because of the extended fight last time and the underwhelming contract they finally got. Firefighter wages only about 10% higher than they were when their previous contract ended in 2014. Meanwhile, inflation has been nearly triple that. The popular barbecue restaurant Augie's closing its location on Broadway. The owner citing the years of construction and the pandemic, still feeling that effect. Augie's Alamo City Barbecue Steakhouse, located in the 900 block of Broadway. That's in the middle of the construction projects there. Owners say the restaurant has been struggling for the last 4 years. Their other location on St. Mary's near the zoo, though, will remain open.
There's talk the Spurs might be leaving the east side. On the Nightbeat, residents and business owners talk about the unkept promises of economic development.
Also, a fine day for science in the Alamo City. Why experts are buzzing about the San Antonio River. It's next on the Nightbeat.
There's been a lot of buzz about the San Antonio Spurs potentially moving into a brand new downtown arena in the near future.
However, a community on the city's east side has lots of questions about the Silver and Black's current home, which is the Frostbank Center.
Yep, as the Night Team's Patty Santos tells us, many of them say they're waiting on promises that were made to them 20 years ago.
Promises of economic prosperity made in the early 2000s when the Spurs moved their home arena to the east side just haven't panned out like the community hoped.
This is the only restaurant we have right now. You know, I don't see no change what they said they're gonna bring to the east side.
This is our dining area. That's the owner.
William Banks and Randy Sims Jr. walk into one of the only restaurants near the Frostbank Center.
Accolades from him as well, from the HEB Foundation.
Manager Ricky Jenkins says the busiest times are before and after Spurs games.
People come here and just lounge here, get their Ubers from over here as well. So we get a lot of traffic from the game as well.
But he wishes there were other businesses nearby to bring in more crowds and jobs.
It being a line or like a stream of businesses and things, it would be great for business and the ambiance of the area.
Ball Hogs Barbecue hires troubled youth from the community.
Non-profit organization, they built this. They built the whole place handmade.
To give them job experience.
Part of the reason that the economic development didn't happen is because the plans that they developed were not inclusive of this community.
Precinct 4 Commissioner Tommy Calvert says currently the only problem standing in the way of economic development are orange cones.
There is no reason for us to cone people in and out, let people go to the businesses nearby.
Hundreds of cones go up and down East Houston Street and Frostbank Center Drive during games and events. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office says the cones are to help with traffic flow.
Some cones ain't gonna stop me from generating money for my community. If I was in a position to do that, I definitely would.
The center is still the home of the Spurs. Until then, residents say there's still time for those leaders who made promises of economic prosperity to keep them.
We love the Spurs. Don't get us wrong. We're not here trying to down-talk the Spurs, but at the end of the day, they need to do something more for the community. Right.
Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
An exciting day for science. The San Antonio River Authority announcing a new species has been spotted in the Mission Reach portion of the San Antonio River. So it's a known species, but this fish has never been seen in the San Antonio River before.
Right. That's what makes it so different. So that guy that you see right there, it's a spotted gar. That was found among the 25 different species living in the area. The San Antonio River Association says that this is good. It's a sign of diversity, and also it tells us that the water quality in the river is excellent. Now, the San Antonio River Authority was conducting a survey with scientists from A&M and Texas State University when they found that guy.
Yeah, the scientists are studying how the fish community at Mission Reach have responded after the area was restored 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. And look at that picture. Who couldn't love a discovery like that? A gar. And somehow I'm waiting for Adam Caskey. I almost said Alan Klasky. For Adam Caskey to come in and say, that's good eating.
Well, yeah, of course he would say something like that. But, you know, today was not a good day if you wanted to go out fishing, but we're going to have some of those, right? 47 degrees out there right now.
Yeah, we'll warm up a little bit, so we'll be a little more spring-like. I've always wanted to catch a gar. Never have. They're in our, waterways, waterways. It's rivers. It'd be fun. Just one of those things never got around to doing yet.
They have like the big
snout,
big nose thing there.
So cool. Yeah. All right, let's take a look at some cool clouds that we had earlier today. These are asperatus clouds. If you saw them, they're stratus clouds. They're basically like low stratus clouds that look really wavy in formations from underneath, and they're just called asperatus clouds. We often get them behind cold fronts when we have the post-frontal stratus clouds. So we see them often this time of year behind those cold fronts. Anything but a cold front in the days ahead. 72 tomorrow, near 80 this weekend, and even into early next week. We're going to stay in the upper 70s, right near 80 degrees. Now today was interesting temperature-wise. Check this out. 46 at sunrise, 48 for the high temperature. We rose a whopping 2 degrees throughout the day today. Low clouds really had an impact. Now I do have to mention that along the Rio Grande, where we had sunshine, it made it into the 60s. Tomorrow morning, we're going to start the day on the cool side again. 37 in Bernie, 39 in Sabinal, 37 Uvalde, 43 around San Antonio. You get to Nixon and Floresville, 46, but still jacket weather to kickstart the day. Then by the noon hour, we're up to 62, 72 degrees for the high temperature at 4 p.m. A lot of sunshine tomorrow, beautiful day. Not much of a breeze either, just light and variable. We'll make it to 75 in Bulverde, 75 in Pleasanton, and 77 as you get in and around parts of Medina County. Hondo, for example, 77. So a beautiful day tomorrow. Now, we do need some rain. The newest drought monitor is in, and obviously there haven't been improvements. We haven't had enough rain lately to get any improvements. And we're still really focusing on the area of the hill country, even stretching into Medina County, where we have this red, the extreme drought that's in place. And it stands out across the entire state. Our neck of the woods really is in some of the worst shape when it comes to drought. Still, we are having the worst luck. 23% of Texas is in drought. A good chunk of that is here, and then also in far west Texas, as you get Alpine and westward to El Paso. So we had some precipitation. We had some rain. Well, I showed you the snow in the Panhandle, but also some rain just north and east of us today. But it's just missing us. The energy just wasn't above us. This is our upper level pattern, and the red and orange colors here, that's the rain-making energy we look for in the atmosphere. And it looks like right now, as things stand, it's going to time out nicely late on Monday to have a good push of that rain-making energy and have enough instability in the air to kickstart some thunderstorms. That would be Monday later in the day. We're talking afternoon, evening, and Monday night. Right now we have it at 40%, but that can very well change between now and then. It's a fluid situation, so we'll keep you updated. But we're focusing on Monday when we could have some of those storms developing. And really our best hope for rain in the short term here. Dew points are down. If you get dry skin and you notice that today, it's because the dew point's down near 40 and in the upper 30s. That's very dry air. However, it starts to change as we get into the weekend. By Sunday, bit of humidity back in the air, a little bit of mugginess. You'll notice that. And it's no coincidence that then we start to see some of those rain chances, and Monday being our best shot at 40%. Also, fog to start the day every morning this weekend and even into the early part of next week. But mornings will be warmer too. 62 by Monday, so a little more spring-like then.
A lot warmer. Thank you.
All right, listen, I know they've only won 12 games. Okay, I realize that, but I'm pumped up. This was an entertaining game.
Absolutely. Spurs.
Let's go honking.
I love it. Let's go honking. Yeah. Honk, honk, beep, 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 honk, beep, beep. That's the best I can do, right? Spurs, Thunder, what a ball game. Wemby had a double-double, getting the better of Chet Holmgren tonight. And San Antonio FC gets one more tune-up coming up. Honk, honk. Beep, beep.
Yeah, the players are very excited to start this season, as they should be. They've done real well during the course of preseason. There's still opportunities for growth and development. We all know that, and these guys are incredibly hungry.
Ellen Marcina says his team has gelled quickly, and it's showing during their friendlies and big board sports. All right, the Thunder played at the Spurs tonight, meaning Chet versus Wemby Part 3. The two rookies are having incredible seasons. First quarter, opening seconds, Devin Vassell will shoot and misses, but he chases the rebound for a follow-up slam dunk, and it's 2-0 Spurs. Later in the quarter, Vassell throws the inbounds pass to Wemby for some more jam. That was too easy for Wemby over the shorter Jalen Williams. Spurs up 4 when Zach Collins goes bounce pass to Jeremy Sohan for a high percentage shot. Good. Final seconds now, the Thunder will steal the ball away from Blake Wesley. They go back the other way. Isaiah Joe for 3, and this game is tied at 37 after the first quarter. Second frame, the Bigs take over. Pick and roll, and Chet finishes the alley-oop over Wemby, but it wasn't easy. Right back at the other end, Chet defending Wemby, and Victor wins this one-on-one battle with a little lefty hook shot over the arm of Holmgren. The rookies did not disappoint in the first half. Holmgren had 19 points at halftime, Wemby 14, and the Spurs led 69-64 at halftime. Third quarter action, the Spurs are up 3 when Victor extends that lead to 6 with this three-pointer right over his defender. Cue up Wemby again from the same spot, and he goes 3-ball again, and the Spurs lead 80-73. San Antonio will go up by as many as 12 points after this Julian Champagnie triple, but they only led 98-96 after 3 quarters, but they would not lose this game. Final quarter, Wemby to Devin, back to Wemby for a step-back three-pointer. It's good. Victor is money, and the Spurs bench is loving it, going all crazy. Now for the icing on the cake, Chet looking to score, and Wemby tells him, no way, dude. One of his 5 blocks. Spurs win 132-118. Wembanyama had 28 points and 13 rebounds.
I was proud of him. It's been a long rodeo road trip. It was tough the other night, getting back at 7:30 in the morning. It was a little bit late, but they dug down deep, and they're a good group. They stuck with it, and they showed a lot of mettle tonight against a hell of a team.
The Spurs will next host the Indiana Pacers Sunday night at 6 at the Frostbank Center. In TAPS high school basketball, the Antonian boys will face Plano John Paul II at 8 tomorrow night at Waco University High School. The Apaches are 32-6 and 2 dubs away from winning the TAPS Class 6A state championship. They last captured a state title in 2021. Now the Antonian girls play in the TAPS 6A semis tonight, and they dropped a close one to Dallas Bishop Lynch 44-43. The Apaches reached the Final Four, and they finished the season 34-8. In more TAPS girls basketball, St. Mary's Hall falls 54-50 to Houston Second Baptist School in the 5A girls state semis in Waco. Congratulations to the Barons, though, for reaching the Final Four for the second year in a row. And in TAPS 4A basketball, the Bernie Geneva girls fell to Bay Area Christian 60-41 in the state semifinals. The Eagles finished the season at 28-5, reaching the Final Four. SAFC has one more friendly before the regular season starts after the break. The cold did not stop San Antonio FC from practicing at Toyota Field today as they prepare to cap off their preseason slate Saturday at home with Austin FC2 in a closed-door contest. Now, the friendlies may not count in the standings, but that hasn't stopped Alan Marcina from trying to win. That's his goal every single time his club plays. So what is SAFC looking to do in their final tune-up before the regular season?
Still just trying to learn as much as possible, trying to do everything or as much as possible that the coaches are asking for so that we can be fully prepared going into the first game of the season. So we're still learning stuff, we're still doing what we're asked stuff, and hopefully we'll get some things right coming in this weekend and just keep on improving and getting better for the first game of the season.
Going into this match, again, more of the same. Just kind of monster-minded, going in there, just animals from a defensive mentality, and then offensively, just doing what we've been doing.
San Antonio FC will host Austin FC2 Saturday in a closed-door friendly. Then the real season begins on March 9th at Toyota Field with Loudoun United.
All right. Gas up the car.
Let's go.
Let's go, Larry.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
"39 days until the total solar eclipse over parts of Texas, and the Earth will no longer have solar eclipses in about 600 million years due to slowing Earth rotation and moon moving further away." Have a great night.